Our next presentation will be hearing from the 2023 champions of the showcase. Please welcome the team from the City of Kelowna to uncover exactly what they've been up to this year with their presentation, From Boring to Brilliant, a Redaction Glow-Up Story.
All right, good morning everyone, and thank you for joining us. Let's talk about how we've automated the redaction of property information requests, because it's as fun as it sounds, trust me. My name is Christian Fraser. I'm the Business Service Applications Manager at the City of Kelowna. With me is my good friend, Andreas Beam. He is the manager of... Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
That's that.
Yeah, he is the manager of innovation and transformation. And as I say all of these big fancy words, I'm really realizing how much cooler of a title that is than mine. And yeah, I need to talk to my agent after this. Also, joining us remotely is the second most interesting, but first most intelligent Christian I've ever met, Mr. Christian Bell. He is our Power Platform and Solution Architect. That is the crew for today, so we're going to just take a quick look at the agenda. Andreas is going to run back phase one for us and maybe speak a little bit to the challenges that staff are still having after that. Bell will do a technical overview of the solution, a bit of a demo, and then share some lessons learned. I'll come back at the end, kind of wrap things up, talking about what's next for the solution, but also how it fits into our overall tech stack. Andreas.
Thank you. Okay. I'm sure a lot of the cities, regional districts here offer this service. Realtors, property owners, all types of people want information on what's happened to a property. So this is a service we offer on our website, and it hasn't really changed since it ever entered the website in 19 blah, blah, blah. And it's pretty painful. It's a PDF. You have to print it. You have to fill it in. You give it to us. We then ask for signatures to make sure that you are the property owner or that you've allowed this person to request this information. We then go and search in our systems for those files. We bring them together, we dump them in a SharePoint folder, we start working on them, start redacting the personal information. We then reach out to you again and say, hey, this is ready, can you pay us? It's a really painful experience, right? The staff challenges, right, where receiving, processing, delivering, reaching out, this can take a long time. The customer journey, not particularly great. And when you factor that into it, this isn't a service that's mandatory. This is a nice to have. And if you're creating a horrible user experience, people are going to not opt for it. So there was a feeling that we were leaving some money on the table. So kind of diagram that whole process, and we worked closely with our friends at Vivacity. If you haven't met George and team, they're here today. You should reach out to them. They are great. They did fantastic work with the public in terms of reaching out to realtors, asking them what their pain points were and what they would like to see in this type of process. And they also worked directly with our staff and just really kind of dug into, okay, walk us through how you file one of these. What steps are you taking? Where are you seeing challenges? And what came out of it was a real nice, streamlined, clean process. We're not reaching out to you now at various times throughout this process. You know, we're getting those signatures up front and payment up front. And on the staff side, there's just that single pane of glass that they can operate out of. So it's fantastic. But we're never happy. We're always looking to improve. And in that theme of continuous improvement, we were thinking, okay, that property, that redaction piece takes up so much time. It's great that we have something that's taken up maybe 20%, fixed it up. If we can get that PI piece solved, that is going to solve everything. So this is the challenge statement. How do we free up staff time by automating the redaction of personal information on the various documents that need to be reviewed for a property information request? Sounds really easy, right? It's not going to be a problem at all. These are the types of documents we're talking about. Please don't take photos of this because there's PI there and my clerk's department is really going to get upset if they see this floating around. But If anything, I just want to capture the complexity we're dealing with here, right? I mean, since our incorporation, we've had so many different types of ways that we're putting together documents. The handwriting, some of it is, I don't know if you guys deal with planners, but they can't write very well. It's a bit of a mess. It's also a real boring job for someone. And I know we're often challenged when we're talking about AI in these spaces about how are staff going to feel about AI taking their job. This is a job they want to give up. They do not want to be redacting. It's a manual process. It takes them 2 to 3 hours per application, sometimes longer, depending on how many documents. As we saw, the layout, it changes quite a bit. The drawing of boxes is taking place in Adobe. I don't think that's what Adobe was meant for. And human error, very easy to happen in this space on long, complex documents with cursive writing. Some people don't know what cursive writing is. So I've kind of set up what the challenge is, and now we're going to go to Teams and talk to our professional here on the solution for a live demo. What could go wrong, right? Live demo on Teams. I'm sure it's going to go great. So, Christian.
Thanks, Andreas. Yeah, live demos just set it up for a perfect storm. Thank you. And I think we answer the question, who's the real Christian? I'm already standing, so I kind of win. Sorry, Fraser. Now to the glow up. I cannot control the slide, so someone can change it for me. What we try to aim to build, it always started off with our favorite kind of quick chat. Hey, is this possible from Teams? That's kind of where we all got started. And yes, it is possible with a nice solution built out all using the Microsoft technology stack. We employ 2 different types of AI services, all in Azure, the document intelligence service, which does figure out what's the text on the documents and where is it. And then the AI Foundry language services, which has the PII, or the personal identifiable information detection piece. So it's where I give it the text. It figures out, hey, John Doe is a person. Oh, City of Kelowna is an organization, and spits that back out at us. Overall, wrapped up in a really simple workflow built with Power Platform's Power Automate, mainly to help with the integration with SharePoint, as that is the main source of interaction that staff would have with this tool. When we go to the flow, all of that sounds really complicated, and it is, but simple at the same time, as we can see, and I'll do a short demo. All with the Power Automate flow. It listens for an upload from SharePoint folders, right now just a single one. It then sends that document to the AI services for the text extraction and PII detection. That gets then sent to our custom redaction engine that we built to actually draw out the black boxes on the PDFs. And then that finally comes back into SharePoint as a redacted file. So to the business, there is no extra screed, no extra tool that they have to learn. It's a quick upload and done. I'm now going to go, guys, I know we said live, but in the sake of time and I want to show it, we're going to have a little video I recorded. Hello. I'm going to show you how the redaction tool works from a user's point of view.
There's no audio. Okay, so I think there's no audio on this.
Of course, hold on. I didn't click a button. See, live demos, live demos. Let's get back. Hello. I'm going to show you how the redaction tool works from a user's point of view. It's a really simple process. You upload a file into SharePoint and the system automatically handles the redaction in the background. Quick note before I start. These demo files may look real, but they're just fake documents created for testing. No personal data is being used. Here I have an example file. A simple account transfer request that one may see in a banking situation. I'm going to be uploading it into SharePoint the exact same way any staff member would during the regular work. There's nothing new to learn, just a normal upload step. Once the file is in SharePoint, the automation picks it up right away. It uses AI to scan for things like names, addresses, and any other PII identifiers that we have configured for this tool. Currently, it is name and emails. It uses AI to scan and then applies the redactions automatically. Once the process has been completed, the user is notified and provided a link to the redacted file where they can review and confirm redactions taking place. As you can see, you'll notice that the sensitive details are blacked out while the rest of the documents are left intact and readable. So for the user, it's this straightforward, upload the file, let the system do the work, and get a safe version that's ready to share. The original file is kept, but the redacted one gives you the peace of mind. Fun times. I really hope. I hate listening to myself on recording. It's never fun. Oh, so I really hope that came over, and it was a really quick demo to showcase what's possible. Obviously, we didn't show PII because that's kind of the point. We don't want to share that information. But there were some challenges along the way that we had to figure out. So a couple of things that we learned were service limitations, for one. The design with SharePoint and Power Platform document sizes very limited, but these documents that we are redacting can be very large. So that was one piece that we had to kind of overcome in the overall design of the flow and the engine itself. One big aspect here is a person to the AI tool. We may have the context of difference of a person as a property owner that we want to redact versus a contractor or a city staff member. Currently, by hand, our staff are just doing the property owner, but to the tool, they're the same. And so we've decided to just redact all PII in that area. Another challenge, and this is just an ongoing, is the quality of these documents. Some are great PDFs, very crisp and clear. Others, as we have, very old scans of microfiche. And so their quality will determine the output of the redaction, because it's very good at picking up handwriting, but if we have a hard time reading it, for instance, AI is going to have a hard time reading it. So that's just something you have to deal with as an ongoing basis. And then the other last challenge we really have to face is it over redacting? Is it going too far? We've applied less is more kind of methodology where we're very stringent, so we have to be very confident that it is a person, not going maybe so. So we have high confidence levels, as well as if it missed it, like in some cases, if it doesn't pick up a phone number, that's fine. As long as it did the 80% rule and staff go in and review, we reduced 80% of the work. So from hours to minutes was the trade-off. And I'll hand it back to the other Christian.
All right, thank you, giant Christian Bellface. That was like Wizard of Oz up in here. It was just like so big. Okay, so what's next for this solution? And I think since this is a municipal IT conference, I'm sure sitting here watching this, you've identified a bunch of areas where you could, apply this overnight kind of thing. And I think that is the obvious next step. But for us, the impact is a lot bigger than that. Right? As we've made the conscious decision to move towards platform thinking over projects, where to take one capability out and expose it to the rest of the organization through this API. So platforms are better than one-off projects for a lot of reasons. It lets us decouple those important business processes from these one-offs, which lets us adapt to business need a lot quicker. And so these platforms can evolve with requirements. So in this case, we're doing documents and images, but we could expand that on to video blurring or redacting names out of video clips. It really depends on what the need is. And we have a very big technology footprint at the city of like 3 decades. So we're always looking for ways to minimize that. And it's no secret that we are a Microsoft shop. So adopting that tool set, using the things we have in place to build out these platforms has been a huge advantage for us. I'm very lucky that I have a very technical team that is able to do a lot of things. Right? So I don't need to go out to market to have something built in a specific area that will just, make our tech debt higher because it makes our footprint bigger, and we don't have the resources to maintain something that we weren't involved with. And the last piece that is worth mentioning is the whole governance piece. Right? So the overarching Azure PIA, we can just kind of change that as we add more capabilities, and then we're a little more nimble to respond. So, platforms are not like the finish line for us. We're just building that foundation out. They let us scale and then modernize all of our systems across the city so that we're no longer held back by our past and we're able to be empowered for what's next. And that's all.